Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Saturday. Here with the Big 12, my Big 12 picks for today. A lot of good action on the board. I'll be covering all the major conferences, so be sure to check out those videos as well. ACC, SEC, Big 10, maybe some few others we'll see. But go and like and subscribe, guys. Support the channel. I'm going to be doing college football all season long, so stay tuned for that. And check out all my links in the description below. Really great bookie offers, guys. And this is the day. If you didn't see my bookie video, my bookie is doing 3 different boosts for 3 different games. It's the Clemson game, Bama game, and I can't remember the other game, but there's 3 different games that you get a 6-point boost on at minus 110 odds. Go ahead and check that out. But my bookie does promos like that all the time, so you definitely want to get in. And really good money, really good boosts right there. And those are the links in the description, so go ahead and check those out. We have, we have 9 matchups in the Big 12 today, and stay tuned for the end. I will give my favorite parlay and teaser at the very end of the video, so be sure to check that out. All right, and we're gonna hop into it. First matchup, the Tulane Green Wave versus the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma opening up as 31.5 point favorites with the over-under at 67. These teams have only played one time. Oklahoma winning that matchup 56-14. Tulane, 6-2 covering the spread in their last 8. They've been able to cover pretty well, but they haven't played a team like Oklahoma. 4-2 in their last 6. They have struggled on the road, just 3-7 on the road. Oklahoma, finished the season on an 8-0 win streak, 19-1 at home, 7-1 covering the spread in their last 8. They should have no trouble with this Tulane team, minus 31.5. They should definitely put up a lot of points on this team. Definitely probably add Oklahoma to a teaser, maybe buy a couple points, but love Oklahoma, and we're going to take Oklahoma in this matchup, minus 31.5. Next matchup, we have the Stanford Cardinals versus the Kansas City Wildcats. Kansas State. I think I said Kansas City. Kansas State opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 53.5. These teams have played one time, Stanford winning that matchup 26-13. Stanford 4-1 in their last 5. Had trouble covering the spread, though, 5-12 covering the spread in their last 17. Did pretty well last season. They had a very short season, and Kansas State was pretty bad last year, to say the least. 0-5 in their last 5. They were able to cover a little bit, though, 12-6 covering the spread in their last 18. I don't really love this matchup here. Probably going to stay away. I think I'm going to take Stanford plus 3 here. I just don't trust Kansas State with how bad they've been lately in the last few years. We'll take Stanford plus 3. Next matchup, we have the West Virginia Mountaineers versus the Maryland Terrapins. West Virginia opening up as 2.5-point favorites with the over-under at 57. These teams have played 10 games. West Virginia 9-1 in their last 10 against Maryland. Pretty good numbers right there. West Virginia 7-2 covering the spread against Maryland in their last 9 meetings. 4-1 covering the spread on the road against Maryland. I mean, they've had all the success against Maryland in pretty much every category. Maryland, 2-10 in their last 12, 3-7 covering the spread in their last 10. Such a small spread here with the amount of success that West Virginia's had over Maryland. Only a 2.5-point spread. Gonna roll with West Virginia here. Next matchup, we have the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns versus the Texas Longhorns. Texas opening up as 9-point favorites with the over-under at 58.5. These teams have played twice. Texas averaging a combined score of 56-6, so they're definitely putting up the numbers against this ULL team. Lafayette finished the season pretty strong last year. 7-0 in their last 7, 6-0 on the road, but they have struggled in the Big 12. Only 2-18 in their last 20 games in the Big 12, so they have struggled. Texas. 10-0 at home. 10-0 against Sun Belt Conference teams. So they've dominated the Sun Belt. 5-1 in their last 6. Only a 9-point spread. I think Texas should be able to beat up on this Raging Cajuns team. Gonna roll with Texas. Next matchup, we have the Northern Iowa Panthers versus the Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State opening up as big favorites at -31.5. Northern Iowa plus 31.5 with the over-under at 50.5. These teams have played 10 times. Iowa State winning 7 and 3 in those last 10 head-to-head meetings. Northern Iowa 5 and 15 in their last 20 games. 3 and 10 in their last 13 against Iowa State, and 4 and 16 on the road. So a pretty bad Northern Iowa squad. High expectations for this Iowa State team. Ranked number 7. Really high hopes for them. 5-0 at home. 6-1 in their last 7. 10-3 at home against Northern Iowa. They've had all the success against Northern Iowa here. I'm going to take Iowa State in this matchup. I just think they should be able to beat up on this Northern Iowa team. Big spread, I know, but, a lot of these big teams playing cupcake teams week 1, and they really got to put it to them for the college football committee, to give them a chance. So I think they beat up on them. Next matchup, we had the Missouri State Bears versus the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Oklahoma State opening up as 40-point favorites with the over-under at 55.5. These teams have played 5 times. Oklahoma State 5-0 in those last 5 with a combined score of 48-14. Missouri State 0-10 in their last 10. 0-5 in their last 5 against Oklahoma State. 0-10 on the road. Very bad Missouri State team. Oklahoma State 5-0 at home against Missouri State. 8-3 in their last 11. Huge number, I know, but this just has to be a game Oklahoma State has to run the score up on this Missouri State team. I think they should be able to put up 50, 60 points easily on them. Going to roll with Oklahoma State. Next matchup, we have the Texas Tech Red Raiders versus the Houston Cougars. Houston opening up as 1.5-point favorites with the over-under at 64.5. These teams have played 5 times. Texas Tech 4-1 in those last 5 matchups. Texas Tech 5-12 in their last 17. Haven't been that great in a little bit. 4-1 in their last 5 games against Houston, so they've had success against Houston. Houston, didn't really have a good year last season. 1-4 in their last 5. They've struggled against the Big 12, just 1-4 against the Big 12. Should be a high-scoring game here. These matchups tend to be with these two kind of teams, just the air raid offense. I like Texas Tech plus 1.5 here. Houston struggled against this team, and they struggled last season. We'll take Texas Tech on the small plus 1.5. Next matchup, we have the Duquesne Dukes versus the TCU Horned Frogs. TCU opening up as 41.5-point favorites with the over-under at 53.5. Duquesne 8-1 against the spread in their last 9, 6-3 in their last 9. Hard to trust that though. Really can't trust this Duquesne team. TCU 15-5 in their last 20 games at September, 6-0 in their last 6 week 1 matchups, 5-1 covering the spread in their last 6. This is going to be the cupcake team for TCU to beat up on. 41.5 points is a lot of points, I know. Maybe buy some points, add them to a teaser, but if you're picking these underdogs at plus 41.5, you're going to be sweating it until probably the very end, last few minutes of the game if they can sneak a score in. Going to take TCU minus 41.5. Then the last matchup, we have the Baylor Bears versus the Texas State Bobcats. Baylor opening up as 14-point favorites with the over-under at 53. Baylor, these teams have played twice. Baylor 2-0. Baylor definitely struggled last season. They were actually really, really bad. 1-7 in their last 8. 0-5, on the road. They really didn't look good that last season. Lost their starting quarterback, Charlie Brewer. So they're definitely in the developmental process now. And, Texas State, 1-8 in their last 9, 1-7 at home, 0-8 against Big 12 opponents. I don't love Baylor in this matchup here, but I just feel like this should be a game they should be able to get back to their roots and put up a lot of points. Baylor is known to put up a lot of points. Let's see if they can do that here. We're going to take Baylor -14, and going to be giving you guys the teaser and parlay here. If you guys stay tuned, thanks for watching the video. We'll be giving my parlay here. Instead of doing the parlay video like I normally do with so much action, I was just going to give it my different parlays and teasers per conference. So we got the Big 12 13-point teaser. You can get these teasers on Bovada, My Bookie. Those links are in the description. Go ahead and sign up. They're super fun. Got a 13-point teaser, -120 odds, so it's really awesome. We're going to get Oklahoma -18.5, Texas +4, Iowa State -18.5, and then Oklahoma State -27. And then a 4-team parlay. We're going to go Oklahoma money line, Texas money line, Iowa State money line, and the Oklahoma State money line. And that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.